Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Communications. I'm looking forward to having you in this online class. I know this class will be a little bit different than some of the ones you have on ground, so I wanted to give an overview in the first video. Luckily for you guys, the way the course is laid out, and we'll look at it in just a second, for the first week it's extended, so we really have some extra time week one to go over and understand how the course works, look at the course schedule, take a look at the course syllabus, of course, and then jump into week one. So there's a lot of extra time for you guys really to get used to how this course flows. So I'm looking forward to helping you throughout the course, and I'm looking forward to working with you over the next, I guess it's about 15 weeks, right? So it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of people really enjoy this class because, while it's online, we still get to work on some really critical things that's going to help you with healthcare delivery in the future. All right, let's take a look at the course. We'll go section by section. I'll give as much of an overview as I can. This will be my first check-in video, but there'll also be another one that I post later in the week, usually a week from today, that'll have even more detail, and that'll give you a little bit of time for you personally to dig in and, of course, have questions if you have questions. My pointer works up here, but the first thing I want to do is come over and introduce myself. There's an instructor tab right here. I'm going to click on that, hoping it pulls up. A lot of this was copied over. It looked like it pulled up just fine there. I also had to make a few edits. So this is an older picture. I need to get a new headshot, but I've been in healthcare for a long time, and I really enjoy working with students to really create a great workforce in the healthcare community in the future. So, a little bit about my background. I teach part-time and I work full-time at Providence St. Joseph Health, and I've been in the Olympia area now around 7 years. I'm the Senior Director of Service Line Operations for our cardiovascular service line, which encompasses both the acute hospital side and the outpatient side. I partner with a lot of great providers and great medical leaders, and it's a job that I was just promoted into pretty recently, but it's been a lot of fun, and I've used a lot of the tools that we've learned, of course, in this class over the last few years that I've taught it, and that's been really helpful. So, just some personal things too. I'm born and raised in Alabama. I really enjoy college athletics, go down quite often to watch games. So, in the fall, be thinking about me because this class goes, of course, into the fall. I'll be really, really geared up for football season, and looking forward to seeing where that takes us this year. So, looking forward to as well learning with you, and as we navigate this course together. I want to be open and frank. Like, I'm here to help you and support you in any way that I can. So, I listed my email and my cell phone there. If you're interested to and you need to chat, you want to talk about something, you can always reach out to me. Weekend, weekday. If I don't answer you right away, I'll get back to you pretty quickly. But I'm here to support you guys, and that's my passion, making sure that you're successful and helping you throughout this course. So I'm really looking forward to working with you as this transpires. Hey, I'm in class too, so I know kind of what you're going through. I'm in my last dissertation course. I'm actually, after this video, planning on working on one section of that course. So, I know how it feels to balance sometimes a full-time job or a part-time job and working, or a family and working, and school at the same time. So, I can relate to some of the challenges that you're going to go through in this class, but we'll work together to make sure that you're successful. All right, so that's a little bit about me. Enough about that. Let's get into the course. I'm going to pause and then hop over. So I'm hoping that the pointer here will work, and I'm going to grab a highlighter, but we're on the course content section here in the top left-hand corner. You've got a couple of different things that are really interesting. So Blackboard Ultra is new. We used to have the standard Blackboard, so this is my second course that I've taught in Blackboard Ultra, so getting better at it, of course, from the perspective of teaching one already. But if I'm missing something, I just want you to feel comfortable in reaching out to me, or if you're confused about something, reach out at any point in time, because we're all in this together, and it's new for me too. Your course calendar is up here. You can take a look at that. That's going to show your due dates, when things are due for the class. The cool thing is it's kind of integrated, so when you look at the course schedule, some of that information will be in the course calendar. So that'll align. The announcement section is going to be one of the more important sections of the course. That's where this video, of course, is posted. And when you log into the course, it will automatically post the announcement, the newest announcement that you haven't viewed yet. So that'll be cool. Discussion board post, that's located here. That's going to be how we communicate with each other. That's how attendance is checked. So usually, each week we'll have a discussion board post that's due. You'll have an initial reply, which is around 200 words, giving an overview of the chapter or an overview of the material that we covered, and then a reply to another student, which is around 50 words, due Sunday by end of day. Grade book, that's pretty self-explanatory. All your classes are going to have something similar to that. Your grade book is located there. And I don't really want you to worry about analytics or achievements. We don't really use that much in this course. Okay, I'm going to pop out of the, yep, there we go. And I'm going to open the course syllabus, and then we'll look at the course schedule. And then I'm going to let you look through all these other things, your CCM 145 course guide, some of the information about PPS points. PPS points are going to work pretty uniquely in an online class. Since we don't actually meet face-to-face, there's no, and I'll get into this when we look at week 1, but there's no lecture that you have to jump in where I'm doing a talking memo with you in real time. Lectures are all pre-recorded, so I'll show you that in a minute. That's going to be really helpful for you so you can get through a lecture kind of at your own pace. You're going to have due dates that you have to get done, but from the perspective of PPS points, it's not going to count showing up for the lecture because the lecture is pre-recorded. You just got to make sure that you get your discussion board posts and your homework done on time, and then you're not going to have any issue with PPS. So that's going to be a good thing. Okay, let's open the course syllabus. Take a look at that. Syllabus is going to be pretty standard. You can take a look at some of the details here. One thing that I want to make sure that I mention is AI is prevalent. Totally use AI to help you do research, help you explain things. Not help you explain things, but explain things to you. But don't have it write your papers. Don't have it write your discussion board posts. It'll flag automatically in Blackboard Ultra, and that'll result in a bad grade. So you don't want to do that. You want it to be your own work. There is a place for AI, but it's not to write your material. Just make sure that you use it in an appropriate and meaningful way. All right. Being in attendance is, like I said, that encompasses making sure that you submit your work on time. A little bit different in an online class. The one thing I wanted to highlight that's important is I'm going to get the marker back out here again, is your method of evaluation. We have an APA presentation or an APA paper and presentation. That's 25% of your grade. More to come on that. PPS points is still 15% of your grade, so submitting your work on time counts for something 15% on top of the actual work itself. Your homework, you have 10 of them. They're worth 2% each, 20% of your grade. Discussion board posts 1% each, and then your final exam, all encompassing, which is kind of a large percentage of your grade, 30%. And people usually do pretty good on the final exam because it's based on the homework, and the homework is based on the Flat World textbook, which is great. All right, so that's a little bit about the syllabus. You can take a look at it a little bit more if you're interested. I'm going to hop over and get the course schedule. Located in that same section that I was highlighting. So when you see a couple of things, you'll see it throughout the course. This class, of course, is on Wednesday, 8 to 10. We have to log in some hours for the class, but that is not when, particularly, we meet. There's no meeting time because lectures are pre-recorded. Meetings are optional. If you're interested in meeting from 8 to 10 on Wednesday or any other time, you can reach out to me. But I do have those times blocked as office hours. Just send me an email, and we can jump on a Zoom call together if you're interested. Usually students only do that if they have questions about the material or they need help with something. So one good thing, like I mentioned, and I wanted to highlight this, week 1 is extended. So, of course, you're going to be able to view this video on the 3rd of June. That's when the course starts. But your stuff is not due until the 10th and the 14th. All right. So you just have a little bit of time to get your material done because I wanted to give you time to review the course syllabus and all that kind of good stuff. So technically our first discussion post would be in the first week, but since we start on the 3rd, which is a Wednesday, it's not going to be until the 10th. So you have a little bit of time to understand how the course works, like I've said. So week 1 is going to be about, of course, effective communication. It's going to be the introduction, and you're going to have homework, and you're going to have discussion board post due in week 1, but extended week, so it's not going to be due until next week. So that's a good thing. All right, let's hop out of the course schedule. You can take a look at this. It's like all the information in here, and that should relate as well to the calendar, which I showed you earlier. All right, let's hop back to the section we were reviewing prior. You got a lot of great information in here. Like I said, you're going to take a look at all these other forms because I don't want to bore you going through step by step, and they're kind of basic, and a lot of the other courses have the same thing. So another thing that I wanted to note for you guys, the resource section of the course has your textbook. So this is an online textbook. It's really great. If you click on the online version, it'll actually read to you. There's flip cards for studying. There's videos, lots of great information. It's kind of the future, I think, of education, moving toward an online platform for our textbooks. So Applied Communications for Healthcare, that's the textbook that we use for this class, and that's what our homework is also going to be based on. So take a look at the online textbook. You can access all the calendars here. Your help desk is located here as well. Sometimes that plays into IT issues. If you have an IT issue, you can contact the help desk, and you can also reach out to me if needed. The library here, you're not going to go into that right now, but the PMI library is going to be helpful for when we're doing research coming up, and then also your My PMI email, which is also a great link from the perspective of getting your mail and such. Into a lot of detail about week 1, but I'm going to go do a basic overview real quick for those that already want to get started. So week 1 is located here in the course content section as well. That section, of course, is going to have all the information that you need for that week. And while we're ahead, you can work on it now if you want, but I recommend just getting to know the course and the layout first. If you're ready to go and you want to jump in, you're totally welcome to do that. I'm going to have another check-in video a week from today giving an overview of week 1 because then technically we'll have a full week to get this work done. But if you want to work on earlier, you can. It's got the information of how to access your PowerPoint slides, the first chapter. The lecture is located here as well. If you click on that link, pre-recorded lecture, just hit play. It'll be ready to go for you. And then some extra supplemental videos are located here too. Your homework, it shouldn't say 322. I'll get that fixed. That's a copy over from the last class. But your homework is located here and your discussion board post. And before you get confused, your discussion, like I said earlier, is just an overview of the chapter, 200 words, and then a reply to another student, 50 words. So, you got all kinds of information here from the perspective of getting started if you want, but I don't want you to feel like you have to because you need to get used to the course as well. There's a lot of information in here. And the one thing that I always get questions on, hey, when are we meeting? When is the lecture? Again, the lectures are pre-recorded. That's to help you. And if you want, if you want to meet and do the lecture together, you want to go over some things together, if you're confused on some items, I'm happy to do that with you. But the majority of students that I've found in an online class want to do the work on their own time because they have other classes that take up their time as well. And this will really help you mold your schedule to make sure it's effective for you personally. I know I went through a lot in the last 14 minutes or so, but I'm hoping that this gives you a good overview for the first day of class. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you face to face. And again, make sure you take the time to go through this course section by section. And if you run into challenges or questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you in any way I can. You can email me any time of the day. Again, on weekends, I'm always active. I'm always making sure that I reply to your guys, whatever time it might be. I'm here to help you in any way. Reach out if I can be of assistance. And of course, we'll stay in contact over the first week. And I'm looking forward to working with you. Thanks so much.